Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tyler Creates YouTube channel. My name's Tyler. I hope you all are having a blessed day. It's been a minute since I recorded. Feels really weird with the camera. It's been actually like a really long time since I recorded. It's been super hot, blazing hot, and then it was kind of cooler, and I got sick in that whole ordeal, and then I filmed that video, and it's been kind of cooler, but not really that much cooler. We had some super crazy winds, knocked a giant tree in our backfield down, knocked a whole bunch of branches down. Well, I'm using my hand. It was that crazy. It was really wild. There were some storm fronts that came through. They brought a whole bunch of lightning with them, lit everything on fire basically. Like, there's fires everywhere. And there's been lots of smoke coming in. The smoke's actually been really bad. And then we had a fire not far from our house. Just haven't been really doing much, honestly. I've been just sitting in there on my computer and inside and kind of trying to do stuff when I can, but it's been a really long time since I worked on this. The last time you guys saw this, it had a front end loader on it. I have the front end loader sitting out in the field over there. I took the front end loader off. Last time you saw it, it barely ran. I've actually done a lot to this thing. A lot. Man, I haven't even talked about any of what I did. Yeah, so this thing runs now. It runs like it was supposed to run. The video, I guess, is about this. It's been a long time since I recorded. So yeah, this thing has been sitting here. The reason it's got the tarp on it is because of those crazy days of rain, weather. The shift boot on it is destroyed, and I didn't want to get water in the transmission. It drained a whole bunch of the hydraulic fluid out, drained all the I don't know what happened to the hydraulic fluid. I'm still unsure if the seal between the hydraulic pump reservoir and the transmission reservoir is bad. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if it is or not. For those of you that don't know, when that seal goes bad around the shaft, it will leak one of two directions. I don't know if it will either leak from the transmission into the hydraulic pump or the hydraulic pump cavity into the transmission. I ran it out of oil and was trying to run it. Thankfully, I quickly realized that there was no oil. I did stick a borescope down in there. Stuff just looks like it kind of hasn't been ran in a while. There was this thing that had a whole bunch of lobes on it, and it looked fine. It maybe had some wear marks, something, you know, not super crazy, but it's been like dripping a little bit here, some hydraulic fluid, just very minimal drips, maybe like a drip a day kind of thing, drip every other day. But yeah, this Magneto has really been chopped up on by me. This Magneto is junk, by the way. I can't get the coil out that's in it because one of the bolts in the top is frozen, or one of the flathead screws in the top is frozen, and I heated it, penetrating lubricant. I couldn't get it out. Somebody else broke the snout off of it, and JB welded it back on, and I believe it was off a different unit. First modification I did to this was in the previous video. Oh gosh, how short am I? Oh, this isn't too bad. So I'm a little short down here. Here's your Magneto. This is the thing that I had to modify, and the thing that caused me lots of problems in the last video of this thing. The last video you saw, it was running quite poorly. Okay, much better. You guys are down at my angle here. So here's the Magneto. In the last video you saw, well, the tractor barely ran. It would like pop and backfire, and it was very, very angry and unhappy. First modification I did to this was the coil inside here. There's a coil right here. That went bad, so I took a 12-volt Volkswagen coil and put a resistor, or what are they called? My brain's not working. It drops 12 volts down to like 8 volts, 7 volts. It's supposed to not burn the points out inside this Magneto, so I converted that over, which someone in the last video said you don't need a battery. I now need a battery because the coil has to be charged from a 12-volt source. Originally with a Magneto, I believe the magnetic rotor inside here that spins charges your coil, and then your coil discharges via the points. So it is technically a true magneto system is self-contained. You actually don't need a battery. The sun is very bright. But because I added a car coil that requires 12 volts to be charged up, I have to have a 12 volt battery. I still don't have the charging system fixed. I think I talked about that. The alternator on here, or it's a 1960 to 62 Fairlane Galaxy 500, something like that alternator. I don't know. I need to get a what are they called? I need to get a generator. It's not an alternator, a generator, pardon me, 12 volt generator. I need to get a, I don't know what it's called right now, so I'm just going to call it a charging module. I need to get the thing that regulates generator amps and volts to the battery. For some reason I cannot think of what it is. I need to get one of those, but it will run on the battery for right now. But that's the first conversion I did, and then I retimed this thing. I took it apart. That little phenolic gear, it actually was timed off, completely off. I'm not gonna go into it. There's a gear in here that has a C and an A on it, or an F, something, and you have to time the magneto, and then you time the magneto to the motor. So the magneto has its own internal timing, and then that internal timing, when correct, is timed to number one piston at top dead center on your compression stroke. So I did that, and it ran fan. I mean, it was like really raring to go. It was good. So I decided to wash it. Actually, I forgot I have video of me pressure washing it. Maybe I'll just throw that up as a separate video. If you want to watch it, you can. It's kind of just me pressure washing. But I don't know, if y'all want to see like a time-lapse video of me pressure washing it, I can do that. I don't think I'll throw it in this video. Maybe I will. I don't know. If I don't throw it in this video, we'll see. I don't know about that. It's quite a lot of pressure washing. Maybe I will just throw it in the other video and do like a ASMR pressure washing video. Anyways, I figured I'd give this tractor a pressure wash. You know, it ran great. It treated me well. Why not wash it? Been sitting for a long time, you know. Give the old tractor a wash. Well, went to fire it up, and yeah, it was misfiring horribly. Was dead on a cylinder. I was like, oh, well, okay. Must be some water. No big deal. I ended up chasing, with my dad's help and my grandpa's help, and input, and brainstorming, and blah, blah, blah. I think I probably had this thing apart like 15, 20 times. We deducted that inside here there is a plastic Bakelite distributor cap that actually has the towers, the studs inside that the rotor goes past. It had internally cracked and created a carbon crack. So cylinder number 2 and 4 were cross-firing, misfiring, because what would happen is it'd run horrible and you'd unplug one of them and then it would run great. And the way I tested it is I took that plastic cap out and tested continuity between the studs, and they had continuity. The resistance was really, really high, but it was still nonetheless there. I tried all sorts of things. I tried scraping it out, lots of carburetor cleaner, lots of cleaning to try to get the carbon. Apparently carbon's kind of hard to dissolve, so didn't end up working. What I ended up doing was a little janko. It was definitely a little strange. I have pictures of it that I will put on screen here. So what you're seeing right here is I cut the stud off inside there. This thing's junk. You cannot get this cap. You can't get the plastic part. It doesn't exist. It's probably in some dude's back 40, 80, 100 acre barn that hasn't been touched in like 50 years. There's probably one somewhere out there. Not for sale on the internet. So I was like, I'm just gonna hack this thing. How hacked can I make it? So what you're seeing here is I took the spark plug wire and cut the end of it off and bent it into a shape in place of the stud, and I encapsulated the stud in epoxy and also encapsulated the spark plug wire in epoxy. So I also soldered the end of that little wire you're seeing Mind you, I don't know how long this will last. It may not last very long, but it does run. I need to do some tuning on the carburetor, but I basically took the spark plug wire and made it the place of that one stud, and by capping the stud, the spark can no longer get in there. And essentially there's no longer a short created because it's going straight through the wire. So you can't pull this wire out. I need to wrap this wire in something that's like danger, don't rip out. But yeah, I'd like to do a little timing to it, and I need to tune the carburetor. I think it's a little lean because when you rev it out, it starts like, it goes like, it's bogging, doing the like, I'm lean bog type deal. But so far it seems to be working. The main reason I didn't do it is it's like $130 for a new cap, and I was like, this thing is not really able to be used right now because it's fire season and we don't really have much to use it with / on. I'm not gonna go drop $130 on a cap to have this thing sit, and that's what it's done. It's sat. So I was like, well, you know what? I'll just give it a try. I always like more and more now, like even with the valve seat in this, works fine. I was like, you know, what if I just tried it? If it doesn't work, whatever. It's junk. I'll send it, throw it away, whatever. Apparently it worked, I guess. It is definitely a lot narrower than the stud. The stud has a real large face for the spark to hit. This thing has a very narrow face. So I'm thinking with some timing, actually, I can make it a lot better too. Because if I can get the spark right, like really close. I know you're supposed to time these at 30 degrees and full throttle, and you have to climb under it supposedly and do all this dumb stuff that I don't want to do. Don't want to climb under this while it's at full throttle, really. It's what the forums I have seen say. You have to get under there and look at the timing mark, and don't really care about all that. I'd like to time it. Chicken? I'd like to time it, make it better, but it's okay. It is what it is for right now. It seems to be working. We're gonna fire it up here and move it around, and I'm gonna get it out of the driveway here. What else? I did try using this on a piece of equipment that you'll see at some point. It didn't go well at all. It was awful. That was before I'd fixed the misfire and all that. Some people were asking about what the deal was with me being sick. I don't know. The doctor told me, she was like, hey, it was a lady. She was like, I'm pretty sure this is some sort of infection. So yeah, here's painkiller. They gave me an IV of pain stuff, and then I took, I don't remember what, just normal stuff at home and did lots of sleeping. I don't know what the deal was. It was crazy. It was insane. But man, I'm like blinded. What else? Ran it out of hydraulic fluid, had to put new hydraulic fluid in it. Took the front end loader off because I just didn't want it on there. It was just kind of meh. I've been into the carburetor multiple times. I've been into that multiple times. I had the valve cover off again. Everything looked fine in there from the last time I'd been in there. In that first video we made, everything looks honestly like it works great. Compression I think is exactly the same across the board, like 1 or 2 psi, give or take. Like it's very consistent. Our water pump leak is no more. Apparently, somehow the water pump decided to heal itself, which doesn't happen very often. Very, very thankful for that. Yeah. Tried setting the float on this. This was all messed up. You can get the manual online on how to do it. This was frozen. That one down there was frozen. I think there's another one further down there. Maybe not. I don't know. This one was frozen. I heated it, cooled it, heated it, cooled it, heated it, cooled it. Like, got it very, very hot and put lots of penetrating lubricant on it. Snapped it off. So I just was using vice grips to clamp these together. I still don't know if the hold function works or not. I haven't like actually got around to it yet. Distributor, here it is up close. Distributor. Whatever this thing's called. Stinking Magneto. I think this tire has a small leak. I sprayed the tire down with tire shine to try to get it to maybe like swell up a little bit. These tires are in rough shape. 3-point I don't know if I showed that those are on. They're on. I tried doing this bolt deal because I don't actually have the 3-point for this, and they bent. I think they bent, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try it and see if they snap off. If they do, then I'll have to think of something else. But what else? Did I put the new battery? I have new battery terminals for this. Filter this. I can't think of anything else. This is where you check your hydraulic fluid. Yeah, it's down there a little bit, so it has a very, it's either leaking into the transmission, which I took that plug is actually loose. It was over full. Unless someone filled it from the top here, that was definitely over full. I don't know, I'm not sure if it's leaking. I'm not sure yet. I don't know, I drained it down to where it's not flowing out of here. So if I take that out again and it's like pouring out, it's definitely leaking in between, and that's, well, we're gonna pray that's not the issue, because I really don't plan on doing that. Will not be doing that anytime soon. I am not separating this tractor. Not happening without a lot of money to dump into it, because if I'm in there, I'm replacing stuff. So I guess we can get this tarp off and fire this thing up, because I gotta move it. Alrighty, the sun is very bright. Went around, cleaned the cobwebs off. Oh, that's the thingy on the other side. I thought that was that thing. There is a bee's nest somewhere. Just there's like one bee that flies in and out. This still happens to be in the brake drum that's right under where I sit, so that is not great. But this thing has not started in a long time, so hopefully the battery's okay, and if not, I'll have to charge it, or I got another battery I can put in. But everything should fire up, hopefully. Here, hopefully I can do this one-handed. Let's see, there, gotta wait a second, out of there, into first, comes out. That's your foot clutch, this is your hand clutch. Supposedly this is in fluid. We'll see if it takes off in that. Oh, it does. Turn in here. Yep, it's definitely a little hard to turn. because I'm tall, I kind of have to sit at an angle. It definitely is. All the gears work too. I've been through 1 through 4, so that's good that they all work. But yeah, chokes all the way in, and it just kind of putts along. Because it's hot out, it definitely needs readjusting. It's, who knows when I adjusted this last with the weather. So I guess I'm gonna park this. I don't know. I mean, I can get some shots of me driving it around. You disengage that, and then stop it, step on the brakes. If it pops at this low of an RPM, it usually will die. Like if it has any hiccup, it'll be like, boop, boop, and just die. But I'm gonna take it out of gear. Oh, my foot. I don't know if it'll rev like. Oh yeah, right down the aisle. It's pretty darn good. I can hear something, it's weird. You can hear an exhaust something going tink, tink, tink. I don't know what that is. But I didn't even check if it had oil. I mean, I'm assuming it had oil. But you can definitely hear the spark. It's a little louder. I'm not getting shocked though. So yeah, good running machine. Guess I can get some shots of me driving around. This thing doesn't have a battery, so I got to be careful with the battery. I guess I can shut it off. I did wire in a kill switch too. I don't actually think I showed that. This is the original kill switch. I wired it in to where it's push in to kill. So if something like major were to happen, you just slam it. At some point I'd like to get a light somewhere, something, just to make it a little better. I also need to get a seat cushion. But it does move around. I can get some roller shots of it. I'm also going to go through this ditch, which is a little wonky. Runs great. Are you guys slowly being let down? What's going on? Well, there you all have it. My 1949, I believe. Is that right? Is that right? 49, I think. Maybe 52, 49? 52. I don't know. I can't remember. The Allis WD, Allis Chalmers WD is finally running decent. Hackery? Yeah. But I got it done and temporarily saved myself 130 bucks. In the long run, of course, I'm going to do it right. I'll probably just buy the parts and like wait till this fails and then replace them, because if it works, you know, I don't recommend people doing it super like whack, but I'll tell you what, if it was a field fix, it would work as a field fix. Like I could get the job done, get the hay in, get the cropped out of the ground. You know, you get what I'm saying. I could get it done, but yeah, it was very difficult. So I mean, you could see it revved, went from full throttle, slammed it down to idle. It could use a little bit more. It's a little stinky, but it also doesn't have, you know, emissions, anything. It's stinking, you know, very old. But yeah, it works great. Works pretty stinking good. I'm not sure where I'm gonna park this thing. I think it might end up here. None of these branches look like they could interfere with it. I just realized, can you guys see my project over there? Oh, it's just out of sight. Okay, good. That's a good thing. Yeah, so if you see any blurred stuff while I was driving over there, it's because there's projects over there that you guys can't see yet, because I haven't introductory them. I hope you can't see that either. Can you see that on the ground? Dang it, I didn't think of that. Oh, you can't see that either. There's 3 projects just out of sight right here. But yeah, other than that, but it feels good to film. Tell you what, it's a little weird, but I am nonetheless filming. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you have any stories or comments about Allis Chalmers WDs or WD-45s, this isn't a WD-45, it's a WD, but feel free to comment down below. This thingy up here is stuck. I just remembered that. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna free this up, because I sprayed it down with penetrating lubricant and it didn't free it up, and I think you have to take this entire front clip off, which I think the radiator's built into that. So yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. It's just kind of an update video. I got the Allis Chalmers running and functioning. Obviously you saw it go through that ditch. There was no like boom 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 as it bogged down. One thing I do need to check, and I'll film a video on it, these I don't know what they're called, reduction gears, the gears that drive from the transmission down and out to the tire. I did not replace the gear oil on those. I don't know if they're empty. I certainly would hope they're not, but they could be. The one on that side, when I drove through, was all of a sudden making a lot of noise. It was like whoa, whoa, whoa. So could just be tractor things, I don't know. But yeah, the front end definitely flexed out when I went through there. I don't know if that caught that on video, but it was like, the front end was like, so and I think these are not, oh, they're not even close. These are not even close to all the way out. I think they're like actually centered, which they're in a good spot. There's really no like gnarly hills or anything crazy around here. So yeah, I can't think of anything else. Next up, as the weather cools down, we'll be hopefully maybe able to do some stuff with it here. But yeah, without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And as I say always, I do mean it. I hope the Lord's watching over all you out there. Try to stay cool, try to stay calm, try to stay collected in these crazy, crazy times. And remember, focus on Jesus. But yeah, other than that, don't really got much else to film on the old unit. It's actually not too bad. I do have to say, you know, rusty, whatever, the old vibes. It's the way I like it. Maybe someday, way down the road, I'd paint it. I'm not a huge like aesthetic guy. I'm a functioning guy. Like, it functions, obviously, even though it's a little whack. But yeah, it does what it needs to be done. Oh, one thing I did, if somebody like with a keen eye sees it, this tire is a different width than the other tire. Oh, oh, okay, that scared me. That's the whole thing moving inside this. Okay. Huh. Not sure about that there, bud. Yeah, this tire's narrower than that other one. So, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this little update video on me and / the Allis Chalmers. Hopefully there'll be some more content coming out. Again, the weather's going to play a part in that. I'm not going to be out. Like, tomorrow's supposed to be 109, I think. I'm not going to be out in that. Maybe I could film early in the mornings, actually. I probably could do that, but... So, we'll see with the weather cooling down. We obviously wouldn't want to... Like, the backfield's really green because we have irrigation, but you wouldn't want to catch anything on fire. That'd be really bad. No. Other than that, y'all, hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said earlier, hope the Lord's watching over all you out there. If you did enjoy this video, dropping a like is much appreciated. I know I haven't been filming, and I'm sorry that I have not been filming. I would like to film more. Just kind of been, you know, I shouldn't be apologetic for it. I just haven't filmed right now, honestly. Yeah, dropping a like helps out a lot. Helps the channel get discovered. Helps all sorts of stuff. Everything helps everything in terms of channel stuff. Comment below. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your constructive criticism, advice, anything like that. Yeah, other than that, I'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Of course, y'all got to get the Bible verses in. Today's Bible verses are Psalm 34, 17 through 19. Read, "When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles." 18 reads, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Don't forget that. That's very, very important. And 19 is, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all." Hopefully that helps somebody. Hopefully that encourages you. If you're crushed in spirit, have afflictions, or if you're righteous and you're crying for help, just know the Lord hears you. Know that he's not distant. Know that he's not doing something else. He's right there by you. He loves you. And let me tell you, he hears you. So keep going. Stand strong in the Lord. Catch you on the next one.